another edition USA Radio Artist Spotlight. I am joined by a few really cool people. Well, we got Mr. Dane Sharp, who's our special guest, and yes, we got the one, the only, the lovely, talented DJ Patty C, who's on our Memories 80s show, and she joined us live from the Carolinas. And again, our show is being brought to you by Beck Gracie Publicity, Fox Sports, and also Football Fanatics. And we are live right now on social media. That's right. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on the Music Dreams USA listeners page as well, and also Instagram. And after today's show, we'll download a copy of this show. And so without any further delay, put your hands in the air for the one, the only, the talented Mr. Dane Sharp is in the house. How you doing, sir?
Oh man, I've never had an intro like that. I've had many special intros. You just won. That's it. That is the best yet. Thank you.
All right. So without any further delay, let's turn over to our other special guest, DJ Patty C.
Thank you, Rachel.
I think we should put our hands in the air for that one thing, you know.
Yeah, DJ Patty C.
I'm really happy to join you guys, and I'm from the Carolinas, like Russell said, and it's a pleasure to interview you as long with Russell. Beautiful, really nice, beautiful son. We're going to talk about that.
Thank you. And listen, apologies, I wasn't in a fight or anything. I had a skin cancer cut out here, so I've got this big kind of bandage on my face. It's quite common in Australia that, I've kind of got like light Irish kind of skin that's designed for probably where Russell lives up there in the cold. And Irish skin and Australian skin don't go together. So that's the reason for this. I wasn't in a fight, I
promise. You're fine.
All right. So, Dane, let's talk about that. Well, here's a really cool thing on our show today. We just found out that the song that we're going to talk about here in just a moment, we'll have you introduce the song and everything, but it just went to #1 on the country music charts. And so, Dane, let's turn over to you. Kind of like, can you like walk us through like your musical journey, how you got started, and let's talk about that #1 song as well.
Yeah, okay. So mine's, to be even sitting here, I still pinch myself because I was actually a professional soccer player. And I used to sing a little bit just for fun at parties, whatever, And I had 2 really bad knee injuries, knee reconstructions. And I was still trying to make it work, and it wasn't working. I actually couldn't get a contract, and I ended up kind of broke in this little flat with no TV. And a friend brought over a guitar, and he said, "Look, man, you need a new dream because it's over. You've got to accept that it's over. You can't play anymore, And that was a really tough time for me. But what happened was a whole new dream started, and it's been going ever since that day. So I actually reconnected with him the other day, and it was just a fantastic hour on the phone chatting. So so I guess then it just went on from small restaurants, small pubs, playing covers, writing songs. Then eventually a record label would come to see me and said, "Man, yeah, we'd love to sign you." And here we are, all these years later. And I can't. It's hard. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't join the dots looking forward. You can only join them looking backwards." And that makes such sense to me. So I'm just so happy that it's turned out the way it has.
Let's talk about your song. What would you say? That is the song that went to #1 on the country music charts, and we just recently found out before the show going live. Can you maybe talk to our listeners about that song, how it came about, and what are you feeling right now, knowing that you got the #1 song in the country, in the world, really?
I don't know about that, but look, I was listening to Garth Brooks, If Tomorrow Never Comes, and I was setting myself a few challenges in writing, and then I said, well, if I was going to write something like If Tomorrow Never Comes, what would it be, And nothing happened for a couple of weeks. And then I kind of just one day had this, idea of okay, what would you say if it's always about what would you do if you didn't, only had 24 hours to live, and we've all heard that. And I thought, well, what would you say? So we went and sat down, Charles Dowd and myself, who co-wrote it with me, And we sat in, he used to own a cafe. We used to put the acoustics out in the cafe while he made beautiful coffee and a little meal and stuff like that. And it just came out. I just started hitting a few chords and said, if you had 5 minutes left in life, what would you say? So, yeah, took it up to the studio. He was pretty impressed and said, wow, that's a good one. We're recording this. Because you never quite know when you're just sitting there with an acoustic, is this even going to get, make the cut, So it certainly made the cut. And to hear it get called out as number one last night, I can't explain it. It's surreal.
Let's turn it over to DJ Patty C. I know she's got some good questions for you.
Well, they're not hard ones, are they?
Well, definitely. I love the song. It's beautiful. And what was, you said that it come out like that? One day you were, just got inspiration. You have something inspire you to write this song?
I was talking to another writer about this, and sometimes I think I love having upbeat rocky songs and things like that, and I guess you kind of craft those songs. But I think those ones that are really special, and that one's special to me, it's almost like it's channeling. It just comes out. You can't even kind of remember sitting there thinking, okay, does that rhyme with that? That's not really how those types of songs, for me anyway, come out. It's almost like it just pops out. I'll tell you what, though, you better write them down, because I've had a few, and then by the time I got home in the car, I'm like, what was that again? Like, so I wrote that one down. Wrote that one down pretty quick. But Charles, who I wrote that with, he wrote the bridge, and I think that's still some of the most beautiful words ever. And he said, it feels like all my tomorrows got used up yesterday. And when he wrote that, I just went, oh, wow. Write that down right
now. That's true. And then your recommendation would be write it down, whatever's coming to you, the inspiration to remember later on. Correct?
Correct, yes. And I think that, look, it took another week, I think, to finish the song. We did some tweaks and rewrites, as you do. But that chorus was just there, I just knew it. I just felt it when I played it, and I knew it that's going to be the chorus. Duncan I was telling Russell before, when I took it to the studio, he's like, nah, we're going key change. And I'm like, what? So I've got to sing it higher? He goes, yep. It didn't originally have a key change, so there's a key change towards the end. So that gives it another lift, I think. And I just love working with Duncan, because he's a genius at that kind of stuff.
What motivates you every morning, every day? What is your drive? Why you think, why you like to write music?
Yeah, well, I'm a family man. I've got a wife and boys, and that drives me to be the best. I guess to be the best I can, so they can see that if Dad's doing his best, that I'll do my best, And sometimes my best is just not good enough. Let's be honest, we're not superhumans, and even this week there's been a couple of things that didn't go to plan, but the wife got that back on track. Yeah, and I guess is just to be, and I was saying to Russell before, for me it's not the music business, it's the music adventure, because I didn't expect any of this. So I'm just going to keep going and just to be the best artist that I can be. And the ripple effect, I mean, the fact that I'm sitting here and it's being played in the US and other parts of the world, and that might, tweak something in somebody's emotions, and, the ripple effect, we call it. And if the ripple effect's going that far, then just to be here, I'm going to be so motivated by tomorrow, after I celebrate today's number one, is to just keep going and just be the best I can, I guess.
All right. What you would say to the new generation? It's a lot of kids over there. Now they have more tools in their hands, not just music and learning music, but they had also the computer. What are you going to tell them about this business?
I'm going to tell them it's not easy, and that you've got to stick with it, and you've got to love it. You've got to want to do it. There'll be ups and downs. Next week I probably won't be number one, but I'm not going to stop. and it took a long time to get there. So I think people, in some ways, it was a little easier for me because it's an adventure. So I didn't have the expectations. Some people think it's going to happen in 1 year, and it just won't. You've got to hone your craft. You've got to, if you saw me back in those restaurant days, you'd be like, yeah, that guy's not too bad. I wouldn't be sitting on that radio show there. So it took a lot of practice, a lot of getting things wrong, a lot of, tenacity. I said, you've got to have that tenacity to stay in the game.
And then you're going to recommend them to pretty much prepare themselves. It will take time and have a lot of patience. Nothing is going to come out in one day, correct? They have to work for.
I think so. And don't look at it, it is a business, let's be honest, but don't look at it as a business. Look at it as I'm doing what I love, because I just love to sing. I played a little gig for a friend not long ago, and I just said, yeah, let's just do a low key one, and had an absolute ball, So it's you've got to love doing what you do, I think. And I can tell you guys love doing what you do. It's not
fun.
a job. It's fun. It's fun. It's got to be fun.
Yeah,
I tried a few jobs in the past.
We have a lot of fun.
In my life, I tried a few jobs that weren't fun, and I didn't last. Let's just say that. It's got to be fun for me.
I'm going to pass over to Russell. I think he have a couple of next questions, I guess.
Thanks, DJ Patty C. And again, our show is being brought to you by Vox Sports, Football Fanatics, and Music Dreams USA Radio, and also Beck Gracie Publicity. Your home for the best mix of the 70s, 80s, 90s, the country. And we have the one, the only Mr. Dane Sharp, and we are talking about his amazing songs. We just got done discussing his number one hit, What Would You Say, or What Would You Do, on his number one hit, country song. So again, we were so happy for that song. But I want to back up a little bit. So before we went live with you on the air, right? We kind of talked about this off the air, right? And we talked about the remake of the Bon Jovi song, Living on a Prayer. Tell us how that came about. I mean, when we listened to that song, I'm like, wow, that's like off the chain. How did that song come about for you?
Oh, thanks, man. That's so cool. Look, it's a funny story is that, I was just kind of breaking through and stuff, and there was one DJ, and he just wasn't a fan of mine, and he just said, I don't like that guy. He needs to decide whether he's Bon Jovi or Johnny Cash, because I do a Johnny Cash medley in the show as well. So I was a bit bummed, and my producer goes, I got a great idea. And so next time I went up the studio, he had the bongos. He wasn't playing the bongos, but the bongos, and we're fiddling around, and he's like, right, this is how this song's going to go. And I'm like, that's Living on a Prayer. He's like, yeah. But it's not going to sound the same, So yeah, and you know what? I put that into the show, and it's everyone kind of likes it. We just bring the lights down, and then that starts, and you can see people that have never been to the show before go like, hang on, I think I know that song. Yeah, so that's been a lot of fun. Yeah, that stayed in the show the whole time actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I love doing that one. It's great. Yeah.
Any maybe plans in the future to do a few other remake songs, or you're gonna probably stick to what you do?
Let me know. I'm absolutely always looking. Let me know if you've got any ideas. You know what was funny, and I'm not saying this is true, is that probably about 6 months later, Bon Jovi did a live show, and it was almost exactly the same. And I'm like, maybe you got the idea off us. I don't know.
Oh yeah. So look, we're gonna ask DJ Patty C. DJ, let's pick a country song that he can maybe do a remake for us. What song would it be? Come on, let's pick a good one, because we're talking like a super talented guy. This guy's off the chain.
I know. It's oof.
So
yeah,
it doesn't need to be country.
He's a guru, so come on, what we got for him?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be country. It can be any genre. Maybe not rap.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you got it stumped. Russ.
Too many in my right now.
All right, I got one. Okay, I'll help you guys out. I'm gonna help you out.
Okay.
Did you ever hear of the Bellamy Brothers?
Of course.
Oh.
All right. What's their number one song?
Now you got me stumped.
Let your what? Let your love flow.
Let
Oh
your
yes,
love.
let's you love flow.
Yes.
I would love to see. I mean, I think you would. I'd love to see you do a remake of "Let Your Love Flow" by the Bellamy Brothers.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
amazing. We think of DJ Patty C.
Sure. It's funny you say that because one of the a famous country singer here, a girl, Tanya Koenigans, just released it. So
I know, and yeah, she did
she,
with Owen. Yeah,
yeah,
Jake
Jason
Owen.
Owen, yeah.
Yeah,
Jason Owen, yeah. It
I
sounds
love
great
that
too.
song. You
That's
know
a
what?
great song.
I'm
That's
trying
a
to get
great
an
song.
interview with those guys. Maybe we can hook up an interview. Yeah, we're trying to interview those guys. Maybe you can hook us up.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I will. I'll definitely will. I'll shoot Tanya a message.
You know what we could
I
do?
don't,
I have a
Jason.
good idea. DJ Patty
Yeah.
C, what do you think about this one? So we'll have you and then other two guests, and you're all going to sing "Let Your Love Flow" by the Bellamy
Hey,
Brothers.
hey, I'm up for it if they're up for it. That's the thing, yeah. Now, Tanya's wonderful. I don't know Jason. He seems like a really cool dude, you know. But Tanya, I've
Yeah.
met many. She's wonderful.
Yeah, I just got one more, and then we'll turn back over to DJ Patty C. Here's my
Yeah,
question
sure.
before we turn over to DJ Patty C. So what obstacles have you faced in the music industry? How did you overcome them? And what did you learn from those?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Obstacles is that it doesn't happen the way you think it's going to happen. So to hone my craft and get better and better, I actually played every Thursday. I had a residency every Thursday night, every Saturday night, and then I'd sometimes do a Sunday. And it's just over and over and over. And I guess the obstacle is, can you be patient enough? And you know what? Sometimes you think nothing's going to happen. This is not going to work. This is just, what am I doing here? So many times that not lately, obviously, but in the early days. So I guess the obstacle is patience. That would be the first one. And you know what? The music business is, how do I say this diplomatically? It's pretty ruthless. It's sometimes not fair, but that's life, right? It's a similar thing. So I think you've got to have a bit of tenacity. That if you don't have that tenacity, to just stay in there. And look, you know, you've got to believe in yourself, I guess. And there's times you'll doubt yourself, just like all of us, you know. So that little voice in your head, you've got to kind of keep correcting him back to, hey, this is going to work. We're going to get there. You've got to stay optimistic. So I think if you're a pessimist, you're not going to last in this business. That's for sure.
All right, let's turn it over to DJ Patty C.
All right, Jim. Tell me about a little bit how when you started it, when this happened, when you were little, when you were a teenager, when you start developing the love for music and start writing about the
I
country
can hear it
music.
go. Is that right?
Yeah, that's our baby. His name is Taurus. Yeah,
Oh,
show Taurus to the
Taurus.
audience. Let's show Taurus.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him.
Oh, he's
Do you not love
gorgeous.
him?
That's
Oh
so
my
cool.
God, I love that boy. He's my baby. We call him
That's so
Taurus.
cool.
Look at him.
Yeah. I got a dog. His name's Max, but he's not quite as cute as that one. He's, he's a bit of a brute, you
He's
know?
whining because he wants to go to walk. That's what it is.
Tell him I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry, and I won't take up
That's
too
okay.
much.
That's fine. We
Yeah,
can
to answer your
wait
question,
until it's a little darker. Anyway.
to answer your question, I always had a love for music as a kid, and to be honest, I thought, you know, when you have dreams as a little kid, I loved Rod Stewart. I used to do little Rod Stewart shows, and I wanted to be a singer. But I actually had a talent as a soccer player, and then that kind of just took over, and then my whole world was football, soccer. But yeah, the love for music was always there. I mean, I knew every word, every song. It was just, even when I was playing, I loved music, you know, and I used to be singing along all the time. So the love was always there. It wasn't probably till I stopped that I became an artist, I guess.
Okay. And how is life over there in
Yeah, it's great.
in England?
I mean, I know we're all coming to COVID thing. Thank goodness. I know you guys had such a rough time. The most bizarre period of all. And I live up in the mountains in a beautiful little town called Tamarine Mountain, which is 7,000 people, probably be about 40 minutes from the coast, so up in the hills. And, you know, COVID, I don't think I left the mountain for months, so that felt quite surreal, you know. I would have liked to have written more songs, but everyone was a bit flat, and, you know, I did a little bit, but yeah, I think everyone's just was so confused about the whole thing that no one knew what to do. But now, coming out of it, I think, you know, I've done some shows since, done some festivals. Everybody, I think, has got that second wind now, back out, and everything just feels really hot at the moment. It's just like, you know, the festivals are great, and I'm going to another one Sunday. My friend's playing main stage, and yeah, it's just great to be out again. I think we're pretty thankful. Yeah. What about you guys?
Over here is pretty normal now. It was rough, but now we have beautiful weather. Can you tell?
No,
It's very bright right
sure.
now, and it's 7:30. But yeah, we have a pretty nice weather. It's different here in Carolinas. We do have all year around really mild, weather. Even we don't have
Sure.
really a winter time. We don't have really a hot summer. It's very nice.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And it snows up where you are, Russell. Yeah. Must.
Yes. And in Niagara Falls, well, give an example. Today it's in the 70s, and
Yeah.
tomorrow it's going to be raining and only getting up to 47 degrees.
Oh wow, that's chilly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're supposed to be in
I,
springtime. So the weather's
I do
up
love
up in this there's like a yo-yo, goes up and down.
Yeah, okay. We're probably pretty similar. It's not that cold. We get down to sort of, you know, in your five. I don't know. We'd speak in Celsius here, but yeah, it's a bit milder. But I do love the snow because I lived in Austria for 2 years, and I really miss the snow. And I don't know if you've seen the clip. It's actually filmed. We filmed it in Austria. So
Yeah, that was a great video. I love that video.
yeah, thank you. And it's in the snow, and you know, we've just got that sort of real wintry feel, obviously. And are you guys on air? You're on air every day, or?
Yeah, we go live. We actually have an auto DJ, and what we do
Sure.
is we do our live voiceovers. We incorporate them into the station, and that works out good for us. Yeah,
Brilliant.
because
Yeah.
we fully fund our station, and still looking
Yeah.
for sponsorship and all that. But right
Okay.
now we fully fund our station, and we the last 3 years we've been very blessed to do what we're doing.
Yeah, I can tell you love it, and it's just a fantastic thing you're doing. You know.
Yeah.
I can't believe.
Jim, what is next for you? Are you going to come into the United States?
I'd love to actually. Well, I've got a savings plan in place for that. Yeah, 100%. We're releasing to Spotify once a month for the next 2 months. This afternoon, I'm catching up with the band members, and then we're going to start talking about some dates. So no shows for another month or so. Just take that break and then release music. And I'm still writing as well. So Charles is who I wrote What Would You Say with is totally motivated again. Thank goodness. And we're getting together, so we'll see what we can come up with. And yeah, I mean, playing live is my favourite part of the whole business. That is when I really come alive. It's just such a buzz. For me, it's almost like going back on the football field. That when the crowd is, that's my thing. I love live. You get those nerves. You get out there and entertain people. But I love it all. I love the writing and even the practicing. I've been practicing a little bit lately, singing, and I just love it.
That's pretty cool. When you said football, right?
Yeah, soccer.
Yeah, you like football. See, Russell, football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking soccer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, we had a discussion about football. In
Of course.
America, when you
That's
say football to
NFL.
us, we're thinking American football. But I mean,
Oh, yeah.
when you guys, when you say football, it's soccer.
I know, yeah, sure. And you know what? I've
Trust
seen
me, I
some
learned that
American
the hard
football.
way.
It is
Absolutely.
football everywhere in the world.
And then you've got Major League Soccer. Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what? Do you
just
know
want
what?
to
I've seen
find
it.
out with him.
I've seen your American football, and you're not getting me anywhere near that field. I can tell you now.
No, the funny
Oh
thing
my
is,
God.
we were talking about one day about here when this the Super Bowl, it's like a
Yeah,
wow, it's like a they think this like a World Cup, right? And I said no, 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 no.
yeah.
The only sport have a World Cup is football. No, no American football.
Yeah.
We are
I'm
going
not
all
getting in
around the
that
world.
one. I'm not getting in that one yet.
Yes,
But I love American sports. I love baseball. I love basketball. I love, I've got my Chicago Cubs hat on
yes,
here. Yeah, and NFL. We get all that now, obviously, because of the sports channels and stuff. So yeah, it's quite funny. My little fella, he's looking at NFL the other day, going, "Oh my God, Dad, that's unbelievable. That's like watching car crashes and stuff like this." Yeah, it's pretty tough, that one. Yeah,
Do you
I'll
have a
leave that one for
favorite
you guys.
NFL team?
NFL team, Nashville. Is it Nashville Titans?
Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans. That's the one. Yeah. I'll have to go. Because they're in Nashville. So Tennessee Titans. Chicago Cubs for baseball.
Yes.
Um, basketball would be, I guess, Lakers.
LA Lakers.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, I think so. Although I did see the Clippers once. That was pretty fun.
well, I think I'm going to back to Russell. Russell, do you have another question for him, correct?
Yes, I do. And so my next question, Dane, is this. You talked about you love doing live shows. I mean, what's the
Yeah.
biggest crowd you ever played in front of? And then
Well, it's funny.
how do you prepare for a show? Do you have any like pre-rituals you do before an event?
Yeah, pretty much. I like to hang out with the guys. If it's a big show, hang out with the guys and have a bit of banter and all that. But then just probably spend half an hour to 45 minutes by myself. It could be just doing, wandering around doing whatever, just to, get ready for that, and then meet up with the guys again, and then just, almost like I said, treat it like going onto the soccer field. So here we go. So I always make the band. In soccer where they do the big the cuddle thing before.
Right.
I always make sure we do that before we go on. So they've got used to it.
I love it.
So I'll tell you what, in front of crowds, I don't know if you know, it was the most surreal experience I've ever had, is that we had the Commonwealth Games here just down the road, 40 minutes away. And a friend of mine, and he said it really casually, and he said, "Do you want to be in the opening of the Commonwealth Games?" And I'm like, "Is this a trick question?" And I said, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, cool. Leave it with me." And I'm like, is he joking or whatever? So I didn't see him for a while. So I rang him up and he said, yeah. I've got you in this thing and all this sort of stuff. So long story short, there we are. I think it was 30,000 people. I can't remember what the stadium holds, but it was full. But we had to do 4 rehearsals. So we did it 4 nights in a row. And then the main one was obviously the one that's on telly that went out to, I think it went out to 1 billion people or whatever. So it was just the most surreal experience to just go down each night and do this thing for the opening. And then to do the last one. So it was kind of like this week of all that, in front of 30,000, 4 days in a row. And then the next week I was kind of like, oh, what do we do now? Like, it was the most bizarre experience ever.
Wow. Next question
Yeah, it was
for
fantastic.
you. So, I mean, as we're talking about the music industry, I mean, obviously you're in the country part of it. What do you think about today's country music? Do you like it? You don't like it? What are your thoughts about that?
Good question. No, look, I do like it. I think some of it is a bit too formulated. I'd like to see artists dig a little deeper and just see what they can come up with. And not all my songs are deep. We don't want that. But just, and you know what's funny? I listened to Van Morrison's country album yesterday. I can't remember the name of it. And it's got traditional, it's got pedal steel. And I just thought, wow. So that really inspired me to, I don't know, dig a bit deeper and go again, you know. So, but you know, I think I really, you know, like Cody Johnson is another guy that I think's just doing a great job. He's just amazing, yeah. Um, but yeah, I guess the Nashville formula is there, and if artists could tack on their own stories and feelings in there as well, I think that would be, you know, great.
Wow, awesome. Again, we are live with Mr. Dane Sharp. What an amazing artist he is, and we've been talking about all of his songs and just getting to know him, and it's been a great interview. Again, we're being joined by DJ Patty C with the Memories 80s show on Music Dreams USA Radio, and our show is being brought to you by Music Dreams USA Radio, your home for the best mix of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and country. And make sure you check out DJ Patty C as we bring back the Memories 80s show. And also Beck Gracie Publicity and Fox Sports and Football FedEx. And with that being said, we're going to turn back over to DJ Patty C.
Actually, I've got a question for you guys, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Who you want?
Yeah, okay.
Who you want?
So-
me or Patty?
Okay, so you guys obviously in the radio business, you hear so many songs and things. What do you guys think of country these days? Where it's at?
Patty, you go first.
I want to
Thanks. Thanks for
tell you
that.
something. Being in this country since going to say 1990, and wow, the first thing that impressed me a lot, especially in the part of the west coast of United States, um, country music was really, you know, high over there, very demanding. And back in that time, I remember one of the big artists, Chris Black, and he had beautiful, beautiful songs back then. Very poetic. Lately, when I moved to the East Coast, it wasn't, I didn't really enjoy much because it wasn't like that. It wasn't, those poetry that was not that deep, totally different. And I can tell
Sure.
the difference, between, in the West Coast and the East Coast.
Sure.
There was a lot.
That makes
Right now, I believe they try to put a little more effort to do the lyrics than before. I see
sure.
that phenomenon happening. I think because a lot of people move from the west to the east, from the north to the south. Now a lot of people are moving more than before, and I can see that. Um, what are you going to say? Interface. They're coming from the west to the east, and they are kind of mixed what they have before, and I like it
Makes
better
sense.
now.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Russell,
I guess it's my turn, huh?
it's your turn,
I
man.
love
Can't judge it.
I actually love what DJ Patty C said because I could not agree with her 100% or more. That I totally agree. I mean, for me, the country music today is not the same as was back in the day. In
Mm-mm.
fact,
Yeah.
one of our buddies, Dale Houston, just wrote a song um, about country music, right? And he talked about how in that song he talked about how the music is different from what it was yesterday to what it is today. It's a little bit more rapish.
Okay.
It doesn't seem the vibe. It doesn't seem like it's really country music like that you grew up to
Sure.
listen to, right? And so kind of like piggybacking off what DJ Patty C said, I agree with her 100%. And
Yeah.
I just think, especially when we listen to artists like you who get it, and it's just, you just get that vibe that, hey, this is country, the song is country, and that song is what country music is all about. And so
Yeah.
I would concur with that.
Yeah. Okay. Great. That's great.
Yeah.
What, DJ Patty? What's your home country? Where did you grow up?
Coming from South America, from Peru.
Oh, wow. I've been to Mexico, but
You
never. I'd
ever
love
been
to.
in Peru?
No, I've been to Mexico, but never. No, not south of Mexico.
Well,
Yeah. I'd love.
Mexico is just right here. It's our neighbor.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course.
it's
Yeah.
still in part of North America. I'm really
Sure.
from the south, totally
Yes.
different. We don't eat
Well,
tortillas anyway.
I must apologise. I don't know if you know Australia beat Peru to go through to the World Cup.
You just opened up a can of worms
Sorry.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're going to hang up on me. I'm just not got this in here real quick.
Hey
So.
man, we want to thank
Sorry
our
about
listener right now. We gotta go. No, only kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear
that.
him. You were laughing so hard. What he said, I'm sorry, Dim. I didn't catch
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
said.
I apologise.
Oh no, you're fun. You're fun.
No,
He
I
said
didn't.
that
I didn't.
that his team beat Peru in soccer.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yes. Peru is not playing well since forever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh, we say Peru played really nicely, but always lose.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Really bad.
Is
Really bad.
is the
Hopefully
capital
one day
the
they will
capital's
get it
Lima?
right.
Yeah. Is the capital Lima?
Yes, Lima. Mm-hmm.
Ah, there you go.
Yes, yes, yes. I was
Yeah.
um I was in your country back in November. I almost celebrate my
Oh,
birthday over
what?
there.
And
Hmm.
you didn't come and visit? You're joking. Come on.
I know, right?
Where,
Yeah, I
where did you
love
go?
this.
Where did you go? You guys are always welcome. Where did you go?
I was just going to the most, beautiful places in there. I spent just a couple of a day, and a night, pretty much. Because I was,
Oh, okay. Well,
so
sure.
yeah, I
Well,
was
you won't see much in Australia in a day and a
Portugal.
night. It's a big country.
You don't need to
Oh
you
my
don't need
goodness.
that long to visit everywhere. Well, hopefully
Yeah.
one day. Yeah, I was passing by going to Portugal.
Ah, okay, sure.
Yeah,
Do you
in
know,
Portugal.
I once took a bus trip because there was a plane strike and I had to be in Perth, and I went from Sydney to Perth, 72 hours on the bus. I think it's about the same, New York to LA, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was seriously needed mental health problems by the time I got there.
No problem. I hear
The,
you.
the funniest part was on the bus though, we all got on, nobody knew each other. By the end of the trip, everyone's hugging each other because you knew everyone's life story.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, DJ
Let's go.
Pesky gets to go on the fun trips, does she not?
Yeah, exactly.
That's so
That's funny.
beautiful. What you can tell us? What is your favorite place over there? What you like to hang out? What is the best place you would recommend to
In
people to coming over?
in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, where I live, it's called Tamborine Mountain, and it actually got voted. It's either number one or number two of the most sought after place to live in Australia. So we didn't know any of this. We just thought we lived here, but yeah, there was a poll come out, and apparently we ended up right on the top. So, yeah, come at Tamborine Mountain, Queensland, just off the Gold Coast. So you got the beach 40 minutes away, and then the mountains here in rainforest and
Oh,
stuff. So
pretty
yeah,
cool. And you can see the
Tamborine
mountains
Mountains.
from the. I mean, you can see the mountains from there.
We're on top of the mountain, so yeah,
Okay.
we live up on
All
top of
right.
it. Yeah,
Oh, pretty cool.
so we are the mountain.
Just like
No, it's fun. It's a
your
great.
songs are on top of the mountain right now, too, brother.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. What is wonderful though, I got like, I know half the mountain at least, and yeah, they put in a lot of requests and things to radio for me, so it's it's a
Yeah,
nice community for me. It's wonderful.
it is. It is. But you don't have to deal with the kangaroos, right? Right?
I'm not real good with traffic and stuff these days, so this is 10-minute drive from one side of the mountain to the other, so that suits me at the moment, to be honest.
Really? It's not
Yeah,
that bad.
it's only 7,000 people, so it's perfect. Yeah, I'm not a real. I love going to the city, and I love hanging out in the city and stuff. But yeah, I always breathe a sigh of relief when I get back to the top of the hill. There's a little spot there. You just go, oh, I'm back on the hill. Yeah.
Oh.
Safely. What about you guys? Like, obviously, Russell, you're in Niagara Falls.
Yes.
Man, I would love to. Yeah.
We are in one of
I
the
was
7
reading.
wonders of the world. It's Niagara Falls, New York.
I know.
Yeah.
So how far are you from Niagara Falls? Where you are
7
now?
minutes away from the studios.
7 minutes.
Mm-hmm. We're 7 minutes
Oh
away
my
from the
goodness.
studios.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah. Last
And you
year,
know what?
yeah, last year, DJ Passy and I, we went on the went for a ride on the Maid of the Mist, and it was absolutely amazing. I mean, that was just
That was my
yeah, it's a great feeling.
that was my question. What I was reading about the Maid of the Mist this week. What is it? Is that where the boat goes under or something?
Mm-hmm.
They're both going really close to the
Right.
Niagara Falls.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must be unbelievable. All right, I'm coming. Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, get
You'll
prepared to get wet though.
You'll never get rid of me now.
We went
Oh,
to
that's fantastic.
Toronto also last year. It's a
Say
couple of
again.
hours from Buffalo,
Okay.
Toronto, Canada.
Yeah,
Wow.
we went to Toronto.
Oh, wow. Big city, yeah.
Yeah,
Cold.
Toronto's a good city too. So we went there for a little bit, did a little sightseeing,
Yeah.
and we got soaked, like some rags.
Yeah. Okay.
It was pretty wild. But yeah, it was a good time though. Yeah.
So good. So good.
Yeah. So let's turn back over to DJ Patty C. I could tell she's got some more questions for you.
Well, the only thing I would like to tell us a little bit more what you expecting in from here in a couple of years. What is your plan? What you'd like to do?
It's a very good question, man. I think just to keep writing, I want to make sure that every song we do is good, and whether that's an upbeat rocky song, a funny one, whatever. I just want to make sure that I look back one day and go, you know what, these are really good songs, and that these are quality. So, and so I feel pretty good so far.
That's awesome.
I just want to keep that going.
That's really
obviously
good.
get out and play more. Things are opening up again, and there's more venues now, and people they're heading out again. So it's a good time. So just to write good songs and be out playing as many shows as I can. That would be the answer for that one.
Definitely, we're going to be here to support you.
And sorry, obviously come and see you as well.
See.
Yes, we love to have you come join us.
Yeah,
right.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you. Oh, thanks so much.
I've got a question for you here.
Sure.
So for the artists who are trying to get to where you are right now, what advice would you give to them, and how can they get to where you are?
Yeah, look, obviously it changed a little bit. Like social media is a huge thing. I think going out and doing the slog is a really hard way to do it these days. You can reach so many people on social media. I released a bunch. I'm not sure if you've seen my Facebook. We filmed a bunch of content, and I just kept releasing that content like almost every day, or at least every second day. And I noticed a big rise in social media. Like a lot more likes and all that sort of stuff too. So you can reach the world now, obviously, and I'm chatting to you guys. So that'd be a big one. But just hone your craft would be it. Put together your show. 12 songs or whatever it is, put together your show and hone that and work with people that you love working with, because it's it can be a bit of a slog. So you better make sure that the people you're hanging out with are ones you like. So I would get all those things together, and then put it out there and see how you go. And you might need to redirect, obviously, at times. But yeah, that'd be my suggestions.
Right on. I got one more, and then we'll turn it back over to DJ Patty C. My other question is this: growing up in the music industry, were there any artists you looked up to? Who were they, and what influence have they given you in your musical career?
Yeah, sure. Look, there's an Australian guy, and I played at his restaurant. He owned a restaurant, a guy called Adam Brand. He's been huge over here. He's probably one of the biggest country artists to come out of Australia. He's been at it a long time. And I played at his restaurant Thursdays, Saturdays. He was almost like, without even knowing, he didn't sit down and mentor me, but I just watched what he'd done, his journey, and tried to follow that. Obviously, there's so many in the States. I love Dirks Bentley. I love Eric Church. I thought Eric Church he just stuck to his guns, And I read his story, and he used to do tours and come back broke, and he just didn't change he just said, I'm just going to keep going. He's tenacity, So Eric Church would be another one that, I just loved, Jake Owen was another dude, because he had a similar story. He used to be a golfer, and he busted his arm and couldn't play golf anymore, so he picked up a guitar. So that story resonated with me, because I was like, wow, that's kind of similar to my story, So, there's so many. There's so many. And I think the ones that have stuck around and do it because they love it, it's been the success for them. So.
Awesome. Let's turn back over to DJ Patty C.
Dim, you were known choose to be an artist, to be a singer, and write, songs. What are you going to do?
Sorry. I just need to yell out to someone because my little fella's finished soccer. I'll be 10 seconds.
DJ Patty C, that's the first time an artist walked off the air on us.
Yeah. And then I have to.
So DJ Patty C, let's talk to the listeners about the Memories 80 show.
He's coming back.
Sorry about that.
You heard official. DJ Patty C has confirmed that she will be back on the Memories 80 show. Did I hear that right? DJ?
Yes, I'm going to.
There you go.
Jim. Back to my question. I was asking you if what was going to be your second option if you said, oh well, that was not what you really wanted to be an artist and writer. What do you think is going to be the option you will have?
Are you saying like to be an artist or be a writer?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would have to say artist, because I love life so much. It's the thing that gives me the buzz. That's where I get my buzz in life from, is playing live. So yeah, I would have to say artist.
You born to be an artist, correct? That's it.
I think so. Yeah, I look up. I got in trouble as a kid, being a show off in the class all the time. It's now it makes sense.
Good answer. I like that. All right, we're going back to the studios in Buffalo with Russell. Russell, what are you going to say?
Yeah, thank you, DJ Patty C. I got another question for you there, Dane. So, so when you're on stage, right? What's the craziest thing that ever happened to you on stage? How'd you overcome it, and how were you able to continue with the show?
The craziest thing?
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's so many. Let me think. I had one not long ago, actually. I played main stage at Groundwater Country Festival, and the band usually starts, and then the crowd, and then I come out, and I got the guitarist to check the tuning, but he muted my guitar. And it was not a guitar I usually use, so I didn't really know where the mute button was. I come out, and I'm playing away, and there's just nothing coming out. So I just turned around and said, "Louder, boys, let's go." So I just faked it, you know. No, not many picked it, but my mate down the front did. He goes, I like your air guitar on the first song. Yeah. But
Wow.
it always, something happens. It never always goes to plan, you know. So, yeah, there's lots of those. I actually got, I wouldn't say booed off stage, but I was at, I won't say where it was. We were playing at a country thing out there, and they didn't realise that I was there to do originals, and yeah, they wanted covers. But yeah, you get through these things. I kind of find it funny, you know. So we had a good laugh about that after it. Because my band's like, I don't think this is going to plan. I was like, just keep going. Let's just keep going. You've got to understand that I was a soccer player and you got booed all the time and abused and yelled at. It's nothing to me, yeah. But yeah,
Oh, that's so funny. Oh
there's
my
so
God.
many times,
So,
you know.
one other question for you. How can our listeners who are listening now and maybe they will be listening thereafter, how can they get in contact with you and how can they download your music?
Sure. So if you just go to, I've got a new website out. It's danesharpmusic.com. It's actually risen up the Google thing. So if you just type Dane Sharp in, it's sitting right there now. Thank goodness, because it took a couple of weeks for it to go up. Yeah, and go to there. It's got all the Spotify links. You can go to YouTube and see all my film clips and things like that. So yeah, I think there was a squash player from Canada called Dane Sharp, but I think he's retired. So what happens is it's whoever's the most active rises up the group. So I must give him a ring and say thanks for retiring, dude, because now I'm back up at something.
All right, let's go back to the lovely, talented DJ. It's DJ Patty C.
He's so lovely.
he's such a nice dude, man. I'm coming over. I'm going to work with you guys, I mean.
Well, Dean, for me, it's going to be the last question. I just, I think that for, how you can compare the country music from Australia and compare the country music here from America. What is the difference for you? You can.
Yeah, that's a good question. And like, obviously, you guys sing about Nashville and Los Angeles and, out the back of Buffalo, whatever it is that not all the songs, but a lot of the songs here are sung about our country, So I guess that's a big difference. I actually have a song called Aussie Spirit, which I wrote with Charles Dowd as well. And it has like didgeridoo and things like that on it. So some of the instrumentation's slightly different. Not on all our stuff, but yeah, I think that would probably be the answer, is that the things we sing about are slightly different, yeah.
Okay.
We don't really sing about cornfields and, the pickup trucks, because our pickup trucks are called utes, right? So we've got different names for like things like that. So I think just maybe the wording in the songs is probably slightly different.
And did you like any of Americans artists you can follow, or?
Yeah, of course. Like I said before, Dirk Bentley, Eric Church, Jake Owen, Cody Johnson. There's so many, yeah.
So many. I hear you. All right.
Even the new guys, Party, Morgan Wallen, those guys, I mean, they're great,
You know what? We're going to do something that we've never done before, DJ Patty C, on the show.
Oh, no, now I'm nervous.
No.
I'm scared too.
You're scared too, aren't you?
I guess we forgot to tell you, Dane, that when you come on to the Music Dreams USA Artist Spotlight Show, expect the unexpected.
I can see that. I can see that, obviously. Now I'm nervous.
We're going to play your number one song right now, and we'll let that song play. After the song is over, we're going to Patty and I have our final thoughts, and we'll give you an opportunity to say a final thought as well, okay? So everyone take a deep breath. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to play the number one country song in Australia. It's by Mr. Dane Sharp. And Dane, introduce the song. Go ahead, introduce it.
Hi guys, my name's Dane Sharp. This is my latest song called What Would You Say? It's currently hit number one, and it's being played on Music Dreams USA Radio.
Staring at the ceiling,
rather cold. Even the sunlight on me has lost its warmth. Thought about forever, you by my side. I'm no tough guy anymore. All at once I see the things I should have said to you. One last chance, God, is all I'm asking you to say. Really gonna miss you. Really wish I'd kissed you more. Told you that I loved you every day. Life went by so fast, I didn't know it wouldn't last.
Yes.
Got in the way. You had 5 minutes left in life.
No.
What would you say? Thank you for the million times you said I love you. Making my days your angel smile.
I know.
Wish I gave you a little more time. Pictures pressed here in my mind. Memories that will be forever mine. All at once I see the things I should have done with you. One last chance, God, is all I'm asking you to say. Really gonna miss you. Really wish I kissed you more. Told you that I loved you every day. And life went by so fast, I didn't know it wouldn't last. The time I spent at work got in the way. If you had 5 minutes left in life, what would you say? Seems all my tomorrows got used up yesterday. And now all I want is one last chance to say. Really gonna miss you. Really wish I'd kissed you more. Told you that I loved you every day. Every day. Every day. Really gonna miss you. Really wish I'd kissed you more. Told you that I loved you every day. Life went by so fast, I didn't know it wouldn't last. The time I spent at work got in the way. If you had 5 minutes left in life, what would you say? What would you say? What would you say? Woo! There you go, the #1 song, baby. Oh yeah, the
Beautiful.
I think
#1
I'm.
song you just right now live on the Music Dreams USA Artist Spotlight, and it's called "What Would You Say" with our band right here, Mr. Dane Sharp. When you were listening to that
Thank
song,
you.
here's my final thought that we'll give it to DJ Petty Season. Here's my final thought for you. When you heard that song playing, what were you feeling at that point?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes? Look,
Yep.
it's quite surreal. Obviously, I'm sitting here, and I thank you guys so much for your support. But you know, you're on the other side of the world, and to have you play that first of all, I'm feeling like this is a bit of a dream and it's not real because it's just amazing. And secondly, I was listening to the lyrics and thinking, yeah, that's what I would say, you know. I would say those things, you know. So I really feel that it has come from the heart, that song, and I hope it resonates around the world because maybe one day we will have 5 minutes left and you're going to think about what you've got to say. So there you go.
Well, before I turn it over to DJ Pacey, it's been a pleasure. We've had so much fun with you, and this isn't the first. It won't be the last time we see you.
Oh,
And
no.
we wish you all the best. And thank you for sharing those memories with us. And you're a great example of what this show is all about. With that being said, I want to turn over to my boss, DJ Patty C.
I just wanted to introduce you to someone. Did you win? This is
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
son.
Yeah, you want to bring on a guest? Go ahead. Who you got for
This is my
us?
son, Terry. He's just finished playing football. He actually sang with me. You can see it on my Facebook. He sang with me. I pulled him up on stage and didn't think he was going to do it, so he sang with me on the Country Water Festival in front of the decent crowd, didn't you? So say hi to the guys.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Did you win?
I scored 2 goals and got 3 assists.
Wow.
You scored 2 goals and got 3 assists.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Just jump out. I'll get you some. Say bye to the guys.
Dad, can you please?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. It's beautiful to share that with us.
And now he's getting money out of my wallet.
That was
No.
it's all about love.
Oh, of course. Dad's the bank, you know.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
Good.
Here we go.
Well, your song really touched my heart. It's a beautiful song, you know. And I was thinking, wow, it's have to be really. That's what I'm talking about. Country music, really. You know, this is the first impression I have when I was in my 20s and arrived in this country to in the west, of United States. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you
thanks
for
so much.
that.
Man. It means the world to me that it actually touches someone's heart. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you to you to share all, your time. I know you have a kid. I know how difficult it is, but
Yeah,
thank you.
me and Time don't get along very well, so it's quite funny because my sister Mandy, she's helping organise me and does my helps with social media and a bit, marketing and stuff. And she rang me like yesterday, 3 hours. Are you ready? And I'm like, the interview's not for 3 hours. She's like, just get ready because she knows that I'm a little bit tardy with time. She'll be so relieved we got this thing done. I'm gonna ring her as soon as we finish and say, yes, we did it. I did it.
Perfect.
The
I'm so glad you have
juggling
your sister
everything.
in your side. I have a brother too, and I'm really fussing him all the time. He's a doctor, and
Oh,
believe me, I'm like his mother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I've
it's
teamed
great.
up recently. I've teamed up recently with my sister Mandy's doing the marketing stuff too. So it was quite funny because I've been wanting to ask her for ages, but sometimes working with families is kind of a little weird. And so my mate said, just ask her, will you? She's a gun at this stuff, And I just said, would you mind? And she goes, like, I thought you'd never ask. Let's get going. So it's been great.
Great, perfect. Thank you much, team.
Thank you
Russell,
guys so
do you
much.
have anything else?
Yes. So Dane, now it's time to put you on the spot. And
Oh, no.
what would your final thoughts be to the people who are watching now that will be watching later? What would you say to them right now?
I'd say thank you so much for listening. You guys do a great job, and sometimes you don't get to talk, obviously, for this long, and get to know the person. And I hope you come to danesharpmusic.com and check us out because I'm going to do my best I can for a long, long time, so that I can make people happy, I guess, or make people feel something. So, yeah, please come and visit.
Definitely,
Yeah.
I can tell.
We can't wait for hey, Dan, you know what? DJ Pacey and I, we can't wait for our backstage passes.
Absolutely.
Get some free
Now you're gonna,
tickets. We're going to get ourselves,
not,
so DJ Pacey, we're going to get ourselves some free, a free trip and some free
absolutely.
backstage passes.
Absolutely. And you're not backstage, you're coming on the stage with me, Ralph. Don't worry about that.
to wish
You're not
him
going to be
a
backstage. You're
good.
coming on the stage with me. That's for sure.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Dean, I really, wish you the best, and I hopefully soon you're going to start coming over to a tour concert. That's what I wanted for you in
Thanks so
the
much. I
future.
must come and
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Thank you much.
Well,
Thank
thank
you,
you
and
again.
Russell.
next time you come to Australia, make sure you look me up because
Yes, I'm going to look for you.
yeah,
Believe me.
don't do that. Don't do that again now.
All right. Well, on behalf of
Thank
DJ Patty C and our special guest, Mr. Dane Sharp, we are Music Dreams USA Radio Worldwide Artist Spotlight, being brought to you by Beck Racy Publicity, Vox Sports and Football Fanatics, and Music Dreams USA Radio, your home for the best mix of the 70s, 80s, 90s in country. And you can listen to us worldwide. So if you want to check us out, just go to musicdreamsusa.com and just click on the link and you can listen live 24/7. And yes, you'll be able to listen to DJ Patty C. And in just a little bit here, we're going to bring her back on the Memories 80s show. And she does an amazing job, and she's an amazing talent. So we look forward to that. And again, Dane, thank you so much for taking time out here.
Thank you.
Blessings to you and your family as you continue your musical journey. And we thank you for this time tonight.
Oh, and thank you both so much. I really appreciate it and can't wait to put this up on social media and share it around. So thank you so much, guys.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Have a
All
wonderful
right,
day.
then. Well, until then, you folks take care. Thanks for listening. And for those of you who are about to listen, you're in for one heck of an interview. It is absolutely amazing. We found out some really cool things about Dane and his family. And so, again, thank you so much for listening. And let's get back down into some more great music on Music Dreams USA Radio.